Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about a Sunwayfoto product. In fact, there's a few Sunwayfoto products here, but specifically I'll be focusing on this, the Sunwayfoto SM-86, which is an ARCA compatible clamp as well as 3/8 compatible tripod head clamp that works for all your rifles and things that don't necessarily have ARCA or Picatinny. Really great product. I'm going to tell you what it's sitting on just briefly. It's sitting on a Sunwayfoto carbon fiber tripod. That model is the T3650CM. Really great tripod. Actually gets tall enough for me. I have a review dedicated to that coming out soon. And on top of that tripod, I have a Sunwayfoto EB52. And so that is kind of like one of their real heavy duty ball heads that has all the features to it. Also be talking about that in the Sunwayfoto review. But I want to talk today specifically about the SM-86 that you're seeing right here. So right now I'm shooting my CZ457 chambered in 22 LR at a little over 200 yards, about 219 yards, and I'm just trying it out to see how steady it is when I'm standing. That's not something I have a huge amount of experience in, but I'll tell you, I was making easy hits with it. It was very stable. And a couple tips: don't put a whole bunch of pressure or influence into your rifle. It'll help you stabilize a little bit, but that clamp did exactly what it's supposed to do. So if you take a look here, there's a big dial on the side, a little bit of their branding. The SM-86 is that model. The clamping range is from 1 inch to 3.39 inches. That's going to fit like everything out there that I can think of. And then on the bottom, you can actually take off the one that it comes with if you need to use a riser. Perhaps your ARCA mount, that interface or your knob itself, the tensioning knob on your ARCA clamp that you have on your tripod, perhaps it just needs a little bit more height so that you can actuate it. Mine worked fine with the one that it came with, but if you did need to, you could throw that on there, or you can just convert it straight up to a 3/8 instead, the interface that is actually on your tripod underneath on that base. And so that's very cool. Has Picatinny on it. You could throw an accessory on there. I've thought about maybe like some sort of Kestrel or something like that, adding on to the side. Very cool. Has nice thick rubber. The way that I've primarily been using it in the last month has been on my air rifles, believe it or not. I love using this thing on my air rifles. My air rifles don't have ARCA, they don't have Picatinny, and I want them to be stable. And a lot of times, like the ground is muddy. Look at how muddy the ground is. I'm not going to be shooting off the ground in a non-traditional position down there with an air rifle. I don't have a bench around, and so I have my mobile bench. Shooting off this tripod is so convenient, and then having a clamp to actually keep that thing just rock solid. I can rotate between targets. This is a really cool way to shoot an air rifle, and actually this is now my favorite way to shoot it. There's a little look at how it's going to interface there. Locks right in. It's very quick, and I didn't have to wrench it down as hard as I could. There are actually little retainers and stoppers on the bottom that work as kind of like feet to stop any recoil if you're concerned about that. Kind of depends on the ARCA plate or mount that you're mounting into on the tripod, but I'm using all Sunwayfoto gear and it all works together really well. Just showing you there how you're going to tighten it down, and I have a relatively wide chassis there with a Sunwayfoto ARCA rail underneath, of course, and it tightens up just perfect. I had no concerns, no issues. In fact, it seems really stable. It's just a couple turns of that dial. It's holding all the weight. I've had up to a 17-pound rifle in there, and I could probably throw a little more weight on those. I trust it. I'm definitely behind it. I think it's very compatible with the rifles that you're going to see out there. It's going to help you in shooting, competition, plinking, hunting. I can get behind all of those applications.